in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining.
You're tuned in to Grown Folks Production.
In the mix
With the commish, Nate.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to OMFL Media Days. I had a co-host, but she deuced out of here right as we were getting going here. But you're not here for me or my co-host. You're here for our buddies who are doing our OMFL Media Days. I want to make sure I'm pressing the right buttons. Let's welcome in Mr. Lost Sniper of the New England Patriots. I always pause because everybody moves around, but I don't think these two have moved around. And Jay Bowles of those Las Vegas Raiders. Fellas, how are we doing today, bud?
Doing great, man.
Good. How are you doing?
I am good. It has been a very long day, as we all have had. So I'm ready to do this thing and make it happen. We're going to get Tim's name off of this screen here in just a second. We'll get that thing figured out. But let's start with you, Mr. Jay Bowles. We're going to start talking about those Las Vegas Raiders. Kind of like an up and down cycle for you in Madden 25. But we'll get to the questions right now. Just want to give you a chance for some opening statements.
Yeah, I'm excited for Madden 26 to drop, watching some of that gameplay and, all the videos that they're releasing. I still haven't purchased it, so, I guess we'll see if I could get it where it drops on August 7th. But I'm excited. With my little one being born and, kind of this first year with him, it's been a little tough, so I tried to be engaged as much as I can for Madden 25, and I think I was figuring some things out, and then I got really predictable, and so my Madden 25 was just up and down, and I'm hoping to be more engaged, and I'm excited for this new team, that the Raiders have put together and the rookies.
This poor fella's been beating himself up since he joined the video chat. He's been like, I got to be more engaged. Stop beating yourself up. You got a little one around. We completely understand. Or you could be like Cincyberg in the chat right now and have like 8 little ones running around. I don't know. How many you got, Cincyberg? I feel like you got a ton now.
That's true.
Jay Bowles, let's talk about Madden 25 a little bit deeper. How did it go for you? Where were the struggles? Like, why such an up and down cycle for you?
I think I was trying to put pieces together, but I think I wasn't putting the right pieces there. I did at one point have to let Crosby go, just to try and build from the ground up. I did bring my quarterback over from Madden 24 to 25, so he was one of my imports, the lefty that I had, but I think I just got happy with the rookie I drafted because I found out he was like an X factor, and so I started him. His throw power is low 80s, and I think that's what really hurt me because I like to throw the ball around. I like to throw it deep. I didn't really have that speedy receiver that I wanted. But I think it went well. I was trying to compete with the best of them. I did get into the playoffs, I think maybe 1 year, but as a wild card, and fell short. But yeah, I think I just became pretty predictable. Like I would stick to kind of what works, and people figured that out. And towards the end, I was just trying to battle with these owners that are just tough.
I need to ask the court to strike Cincyberg's statement from the records before his wife sees that and murders him. He said he's got 3, 2 of them too many. We'll act like he didn't say that at all. Jay Bowles, let's dig into Madden 25 and lessons learned. What do you think that you learn in Madden 25 that'll help you as we move into Madden 26?
I think I've learned that I just need to kind of put, I guess, kind of not necessarily go for like the fancy plays, or just kind of stick to what I know. Just kind of don't get away from the run game, because I think a few of those games I was just hitting that 12 mark, and then I'm like, okay, now I could just throw the ball all around. And with that, I put myself in some bad spots, pick sixes, interceptions. If you look back at my stats, I think I was top 5, top 3, if not, in interception. So I think slowing it down, kind of not letting the game get away from me, and just kind of game planning a little bit more before games.
What up,
So
Kev?
I
What up,
think just
Randy? Sorry, go ahead, J Bucks.
yeah, I think just lessons learned, just trying to just switch it up and game plan a little bit more, because I think sometimes I just go in with the same game plan or what I want to try and do, and when I get pushed out of that, I lose my head and just start throwing the ball everywhere.
Or you just play the Saints 17 times a season and you'd be
I
17-0. I can't beat you. I don't know. It drives me nuts. I
uh,
can't even compete with you. It's one of those teams that are just like a thorn in my side. I find that you are a guy that plays really great defense, but also like a big playmaker on offense, really good play caller. But what do you think is going to be the identity, the character of your team in Madden 26?
so I am excited, like I was talking about earlier, about the rookies that the Raiders have, and looking at those ratings. The rookie cornerback Darian Porter and the wide receiver Dante Thornton. They're kind of the highest speedsters out there, 96 overall both. And I was looking at it and I'm thinking, hey, remember Ruggs a couple of years ago when I had him? I mean, I was launching that. So I think the identity, though, going into Madden 26 is going to just be a little bit of ground and pound with Genty, and kind of just hopefully more balanced. Not necessarily go for the deep threat all around, but kind of just chop it up, short routes, maybe some medium routes. And if I can surprise them on a deep route, with Dante Thornton, then but I think it's going to try and be more balanced, get that run game, and use Ashton Genty. Hopefully, hopefully he's as good as these videos are making it look like. So
Yeah, I think he's going to be an absolute stud. And I'm pretty sure if you come up with the Bell money, you might be able to get Ruggs right back on your team. I think you just got to wait for him right outside
yeah,
the
yeah,
gates and be able to pick him right back up.
agreed.
You've talked about throwing a lot of interceptions and kind of getting out of your game plan and sort of being pushed around, I think is what I heard you say. What do you think is going to be the changes that need to happen when it comes to your play calling and your gameplay in Madden 26 for those Raiders to be better?
I think not get flustered so easily. I am one where the wife's like, "Hey, turn it down." I'm yelling at the TV sometimes, and so I think just try and not get flustered, and just the I guess the way the game played in Madden 25, like that momentum shift was ridiculous. I felt like, so if I threw a pick six, I was already, I'm trying to get that one score back right away. So I think just chopping it up, moving the ball, getting first downs. I think that'll kind of be the best bet.
You talked about young players, rookies, like a revamped Raiders team. Who are the top three players that you're most excited playing with in Madden 26? And maybe like a one word description of like why you're excited to play with them.
I'm gonna go with Ashton Genty. Hopefully a beast mode 2.0. He does have the speed. I think that Marshawn kind of lacked a little, but I think it's gonna be there. And then I'm liking Dante Thornton. I like that speedster wide receiver, so I'm hoping to get him, on some deep routes. And then my import, actually, I did draft a cornerback that's a superstar in Madden 25. So he's going to
Lucky.
be a rookie. He will be the highest overall cornerback that I will have bringing him over. So I'm kind of excited because I do like to use her that corner sometimes, and pick on the number one receivers on the opposing team. So yeah, I think that's going to be fun.
It's going to be a fun team. Anytime the Raiders are playing really good football, just makes the NFL and the OMFL that much better. The black and white have to be in the playoffs. They got to be there. We got to see that energy coming for the Raiders. So I'm pulling for you, and hopefully you can get things turned around in Madden 26. I do need one more favor if you can do. If you can reach out to your buddy over there in Denver, hiding out, Mr. Glaze, and tell him to get one of these times and get over here for OMFL Media Days. He's one of my slackers that's still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I actually didn't see his name signed up, so I did reach out earlier. And I think his job, he's been
Yeah, that's
so
what he
busy.
told
He's
me.
been putting in 55, 60
That's
hours a week.
crazy.
So I'll keep talking to him. Hopefully, I can light a little fire under him, and maybe I'll get on for him to speak for him.
I like it. Just put him on speakerphone. Say like we're going to interview you while you're at work. Well, buddy, I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
just real quick.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I appreciate you, Nate. Thank you
Thanks, J
again.
Vals.
Grown folks.
Oh yeah, check out I forgot the gear. That's right. He's rocking our gear.
Yeah.
He's got the new shirt. It's already in. I think a lot of people are starting to get your stuff delivered today. I got a bunch of emails. So if you didn't get yours yet, it is on its way. I appreciate you, man. Those Raiders, man, they're going to be fun to be able to watch and see what they do. But we're really lucky. We just flat out are. Like, I don't know why sometimes when I think about it, number one, like, how do you keep a Madden League going for 25 years almost? Like, stupid. I don't know how we did this, but we did. And number two, like, how am I so lucky just to have, like, good human beings? Like, we just have good human beings here. And these are two of my favorite. Low key, this guy coming up next is just like, I just gush over him. I think like we're so lucky to be able to have him here. Like we have so many like really good human beings. And this is another one who I've twisted his arm. I've made him come join me on the board. I've made him help me run some extra games and do a bunch of extra stuff. And he's like, golly, I'm busy, man. Leave me alone over here. But let me welcome in Mr. Lost Sniper of the New England Patriots. Mr. Lost, opening statements about you and your Patriots.
Well, first, Nate, I got to say, this time of year, like a lot of work that you put in to keep this thing going, keeping the shows going, and then imports is a lot of work, as we all know. So first, I want to say thanks to you. But yeah, looking forward to this cycle. I was really ready for a break. I think a lot of us were at the end of the 115 season, but the summers felt really long and ready to get back in the swing of things. And loving the videos, like Jay Bell said, the franchise mode improvements I'm cautiously optimistic about. The movement looks cool, so ready for that. I was thinking about leaving the AFC East. I had one owner in particular that we're this close with a move, but didn't work out. But I love the ownership there. I've been giving Maniac a lot of crap because he's leaving, and it sounds like we're going to be welcoming a new owner in the Bills. But Massimo and Cincy, I think Cincy's been there for at least 2 cycles now. We got a good thing going. I think we've all said things camera or microphone off about each other during a game when things aren't going our way. But I think there's some real friendship there, and I really like playing with those guys. But outside of that, in terms of the incentive games, looking forward to another cycle with that. We're making some small tweaks to Gold Sheet just to tighten up some of the rules and the editing, some little things that came up this last cycle. I'm a little concerned about my work schedule this cycle. I have a lot of projects going on, but we'll make it work. Maybe try remote. I haven't done that yet, so we'll give that a try.
We will definitely make it work. Whatever we got to do to hold on to you, man, we're going to make it absolutely work. And 2 of the 3 record holders from this past season come from your division. So I don't know how you put up with this. I also don't know what Maniac's doing. Like, why would you go over there to D-Money's division and sign up to play D-Money and Joker twice a season? He's a maniac. That's why that's his name. Let's talk about Madden 25 a little bit. One of the teams that absolutely got devastated, at least for one season, with the injury bug. How was the Madden 25 season for those Patriots?
It was so-so. I had some success early with a 99 overall quarterback, which I never had before with Rusty Starr. And I really took time to improve timing and my patience on routes, which showed. He won a Offensive Player of the Year award that year I had. And I had an amazing playoff game with Kobe. You and Maniac called it. And it's funny when you watch the stream after, you guys were like, Lost needs to stay away from that safety. And then, you watch it later in hindsight, you're like, yeah, it's clear as day. How was I thinking? That's bad, right? But overall, I did better with field vision, looking at reads quicker. I got a lot quicker with my reads. On the downside, just, turnovers, especially in the back half. Some of the changes to the game, I think, screwed up some of that timing of the routes. And I never had a running game this season. The O-line never performed. My running back can never break tackles and ended up taking risks in the passing game.
Let's talk about some of those, like taking risk and things that you learned. What do you think you'll learn from Madden 25 about your team? You know, I think Madden 26 is going to play a little bit different, maybe a whole lot different. But what do you think you'll take with you into Madden 26 to be a better team?
I think team building, thinking ahead with cap and contracts, and I never had to deal with that big quarterback contract before, and it really had an impact on my team, and other 90 plus overall players when their contracts came due, and I hadn't had to think about it like that before, and so thinking 1, 2 seasons ahead is really the biggest lesson I'm going to take into 26.
When I played you a handful of times, I don't get to play you often, and but when I do, and when I get to watch your games and call your games, it's an offensive firepower. Like you just are somebody that spreads people out, spread the ball around. What's going to be the identity of the Patriots in Madden 26?
Looking at that Patriots team, I have an opportunity to really shore the team up with some vets with my imports. The Patriots have a ton of cap space. They're like number one by far going into this season. And so I can bring in some guys in their late 20s with really high overalls that will help me focus on the secondary. And I'll have a very good balanced secondary and be a no pass team. One thing I'm looking forward to, and I think has been a hole in my game is with those stem zones. Some of these fly plays, like Roger and some of his stuff that he does, and Cincy too, on those fly routes. Even if you manually user those CBs, it's hard to stop those big receivers. So I think the stem zones will help great in addition to the secondary that I built.
And it's also a trade-off there, right? Like playing cornerback or safety, you're giving up yourself in the run, or you're giving yourself up to outside plays. It can be a bit of a trade-off, but when you're playing Roger, you better play over the top with somebody because he's definitely taking that one deep. You've talked a lot about team building, trying to get younger, lots of cap space. You dished Drake May off to Mr. Kevin right away last Madden cycle. What's got to change about your team specifically, the way you build them, the makeup of that team, so that they're better in the cycle for 26?
I thought about this question a lot, and it comes down to one thing for me, and I think we're all guilty of this, but it's your formation looks, and especially in your division, and the owners in the OMFL are good scouters. They really pay attention, and they especially on big games, they know what you do. So when your formation comes out on your offense and you have your go-to plays out of that formation, these guys know exactly where you're going to pass that ball. And if you're not paying attention, they're going to pick that thing off. So you got to mix it up and trick them. And that's hard to do, especially when you're in a rhythm. I think the best example of that is that I-form slot play that the wide receiver kicks off into the screen that almost everybody has in their playbook. You can't throw that in the OMFL. They're going to user that CB and catch that thing every single time. So you got to trick people. And I know that's not, secret sauce, but that's something that I need to work on in my game next year.
A little bonus question, because I want to stay right there for a second. I feel like you are very good at that. You got all the way to the AFC Championship game there with Rusty Starr when he was, or actually, no, I forgot. You lost right before that. But anyway, you played the guy who ended up winning the whole thing and down to the very end of that wire of that game. But like Rusty Starr, when he was healthy, you were right there. I feel like you're very good. What helps you make those reads? What helps you spread the ball around? What helps you sort of trick, as you say, the other guys when you're on offense?
I think it's especially with the receivers in Madden 25. I kind of played their strengths, which I never really thought about as much before. Having a bigger, stronger receiver as my primary and a speedster as a secondary, and then a possession receiver as my third. It helped me make those quick reads I discussed quicker when I could tell they were either going to break out, and you kind of found a rhythm. And I think when we change the difficulty, that throws a wrench in things. The animations change up a little bit, but I think it's just really knowing your players and understanding those strengths. And it seems like in this new game, that's really going to be leaned on more with the coaches and the offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators.
How many times have you went back and watched that Titans game and that third interception to the safety?
One too many.
The first one, I was like, okay, he'll learn. The second, I was like, oh, maybe not. And the third, I was like, I can't believe this. What's he doing? Stop throwing it to the safety. The game is yours, man. Let's talk about the young players, the players you're going to be taking over with you. Another little bonus question. You're getting all the bonus questions. Is Rusty Starr coming over to Madden 26?
Thought long and hard about that. I'd love to have him, and I'd love to actually trade Maine again to a team that wants a good quarterback to start. But he's too expensive. He would eat up all my free cap, and I want to spread that money out.
Yeah.
So
well,
no,
make
he's
sure he
going
gets.
to be my coach.
Make sure he gets nominated for the Hall of Fame. I feel like he should be potentially a Hall of Famer. Well, let's talk about some of the young players, the guys that you know you're going to have. Who are the top 3 players that you're super excited about having in Madden 26, and like a one-word description about why?
Drake Maine, development. That's the one word I think about with him, getting him back to where Rusty Starr was. Like my cornerback Gonzalez, who got a very favorable rating in Madden. It's the first time I've ever been like, yeah, man, you got it right. With his speed and his coverage ability, the one word for him is scary. And then Will Campbell, protection. Finally, on left tackle with some protection.
Well, you got a real Cajun too, man. I don't know what they were feeding him up there in North Louisiana, but that is a big boy. He's got short arms, but it doesn't matter in Madden. Short arms don't matter. He'll be able to block it up for you over there.
Yep. Yep.
Well, fellas, I deeply appreciate you both. These guys were super kind to me. I had to go to the office today, and that's an hour trip in and back, and then we got stuck in traffic. So these guys let me bump them back 2 hours to get home. We were supposed to do this at 4, so I appreciate you both. Thank you so much. Super excited to see what the Raiders and the Patriots do in Madden 26. When you guys are rocking and rolling, that AFC is so much better. And, boy, you got a little bit of a I don't know what you would call him, a needler over there in the AFC now with Trey. You got a guy that's willing to play the villain, so I need you guys to go take that villain out.
We got him.
Yep.
Well,
now in the division.
Yeah, he's gonna be. You'll soon learn what Trey is all about if we already don't know. So, guys, I appreciate all of you for hanging out. Come back with us tonight, 9:00. So, like whatever, an hour and a half or whatever it is, we'll be back for some more guys that'll be back with me tonight. Appreciate both these guys. I love you. You guys matter. We'll see you on the next one.
Smash that like and subscribe.